Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of RPG Plays. Just as a quick warning, I'm going to be having the gameplay footage in the background. So if you don't want spoilers, just listen to the podcast. But the video will be showing gameplay of the background. This is only the prologue of the game Atelier Lulua, the Scion of Ireland. So don't worry, it's not going to be showing you too much. I'm gonna try and since this game is broken up into different chapters, I'm gonna try and do it by chapters. So hopefully there'll be lots of episodes on this game, and I'm pretty excited to play it. I've been trying to. The last couple of Atelier games have not been exactly great for me. I've played Sophie 2, and although I loved the gameplay in Sophie 2. I was not a huge fan of the story, mainly the whole Plocta thing that was going on, and you know, big spoiler alert if you haven't played Sophie 2, but I just didn't particularly like how Plocta was revived probably midway through. I felt like they kind of jumped the gun on that a little bit, and I kind of felt like they should have taken the story in a little bit of a different direction, but that was just me. And then I tried playing Ryza 3, which my issue with that game is, boy, is it a slow burn. That introduction feels so long. So after playing the prologue to this game, I'm kind of surprised of how quick we're jumping into things. Alright, so the very first noticeable thing is the town and how it's actually a town. It's a small village. Unlike previous Atelier games that I've been playing, these cities have been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's kind of cool to go back to something that's really scaled down. I mean, even their outfits, which is very cute and adorable, and I totally love them. But it's not like the outfits that you get from newer series like Ryza or Sophie. And by that, I mean, you know, I don't mind characters being a little sexy, but like, I won't say that sometimes it goes too far, but I guess it's nice. It's a difference, like none of these characters have like their tits all out, or their butts all out. It's a completely different feel. It's amazing like how much in general the series has progressed, because now Atelier games don't look like this per se. So it's kind of interesting to see them go back to the roots, if that makes sense, or go back to what they kind of previously had as far as what the towns look like, what the characters look like, what kind of clothes that they're wearing. And also, I just totally love the fact that the best friend, Eva, I love the fact that she's just this cute girl in this fringe little outfit, but has a cannon for a weapon. I just think that's totally funny. And for anyone who hasn't played, the previous series, especially, from Ireland and even the PS3 series, which is, the Dusk series, this is what the map normally looks like. You're on this sort of overview map, and you're just going from point A to point B, and then you get to explore that region. So seeing this, like if you've never played the previous games, this could like maybe throw you off, but that's how it previously was in older Atelier games. And not so much, yeah, even like Iris, like you kinda were on like an overview map, and you would walk to a certain point and then you could explore that map. So just to give you a background of like, why I'm playing this, or how long I've been playing the series. I've been playing since my first series was was the Arlen series. I wasn't a huge fan because I didn't like the time aspect of it, which you'll probably see a big old clock thing on the top left. And I think most people who played the Arlen series did not like the Arlen series. Funny enough, mostly the time issue, which I don't have a problem with time being a concept in a game or in a crafting game. I think where it's a bit different compared to maybe, let's say, a Harvest Moon game where, Harvest Moon, the whole premise is, I think within 4 years, I want to say 3 or 4 years within the game, you're supposed to fix up the house and, maybe get married and blah blah blah, and turn around the farm or whatever. And it's the same with when it was in the Arlen series. I think the game makes it seem so easy at first that when you got to that last year, the difficulty, in my opinion, just ramped up super quick. And actually, in all of those games in the Arlen series, I don't think I ever got like one good ending. They were all bad endings for me. And that was rough. And that was those were like my first ones too. I'm surprised I even continued playing the series, but I guess I enjoy crafting so much that I just continued with it. And even the battle system, it's much more simplified. It's not like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that newer Atelier games have like this crazy sophisticated battle system. Usually now what's implemented are different things like, breaks and all these kind of cool stuff. It just looks very dynamic in newer games. Whereas maybe previous ones, it's a little bit more basic. It's, here's your attack, here's your your items that you can use, blah blah blah. And again, nothing bad about it. Just this is now a more simplified version. Again, it could change. This is just the prologue. They might introduce new mechanics, which I think that's where I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see if they introduce anything new. Like, I still want them to kind of like touch on the old stuff, and that's fine. But I want to see if they, within the old stuff, they implement some of the newer things as well to the game. And of course, let's not forget the crafting, which is, if you're an Atelier fan or Atelier, I never know which one to say. I keep getting them confused. But if you're an Atelier fan, this is why you play the games. It's for the crafting, and I love crafting. Again, it looks a lot more simplified, but I do like the fact that you can do multiple items. I don't know why that was ever a feature that was sort of taken away, because as often as you have to craft, you would just think you could, if you have the materials, just kind of keep cranking them out. But yeah, I kind of missed that little feature of the game. So this was just the prologue to Atelier Lulua. I can't wait to play the game again and go through these chapters. I don't know how many chapters there are, but however many chapters there are, I'm gonna try and do possibly a podcast per episode or per chapter. So I will speak to you guys next time. I hope that this episode was helpful and lets you know what I would like to create what I would like this podcast to be. I would like it to be just a discussion on the games that I am playing. Feel free to leave a comment below on what you think if you are into the series, and I'll chat to you guys next time.